people are trying to solve the entire problem set and not focusing on one aspect of the problem. You don't have to boil the whole ocean, right? You need to focus on one specific aspect of the problem. Do that really, really well.
What I love about what you guys have done here is that you didn't take no for an answer, you just did it yourselves. And there might be even greater value in connecting what amounts to the two ends of the university together, because you have to kind of pull each other through each part of that.
Okay, great. Does anyone know what that video is from?
42 BC.
And what was 42 BC?
It's a business engineering competition. It takes 42 hours to do it.
It took 42 hours to do. Do you know anything else? Anyone?
It has 3 separate categories.
Which are?
High tech, medical, and green energy.
Did you participate in the competition?
No.
Awesome. Awesome. All right, so 42 BC was our milestone kickoff event last year when we first started off Society of Business Engineers. Every team had 42 hours to participate in one of 3 categories: green energy, high tech, or medical technology. That video was one of the pinnacle achievements that we as a team did, because we couldn't have created that video before the competition started, and we couldn't have created it that much longer afterwards. Can I get any guesses as to how many hours you thought that video took to create? Anyone? 3 hours. That's a little bit too quick. We're not that good.
70.
70 is too bloody high. Any other takers?
42.
42. That's a very good guess, but just a little bit higher again. One more. 20. No. It actually took 32 hours. This entire competition took 42 hours to do. We created that video over the course of that competition in 32 hours. This is just an example of the innovation and cutting-edge design technology that we at SoBi do. But not only that, quite possibly one of the most motivated and highly determined teams were able to accomplish that in the most tightest schedule, in the tightest time frame ever. And what I want to say with that is, look around you. In this room, the people here are very similar to yourself. You guys are all driven. You all have great skills. But not only that, you all can see the value of business and engineering as the key to success in the future. And with that, what I want to say is, today we're not only going to explain what SoBi does, but why we exist. I would like to introduce Zubair Hassan, President and fellow co-founder for SoBi.
Thank you. All right, another YouTube video. Get back and forth.
What was the name of the song you guys used for that video?
This is Crystal Cast.
I can remember when I was out at the go-kart track one day, you know, you use a stopwatch and time the lap, and remember I kept giving myself like 1 second less. Like, okay, was that 41 seconds that time? Was that 40 seconds that time to get around? I like to be able to see the improvement, and with racing, it's very obvious. You know, I can see the direct result of my effort. We're in Homestead, Florida. And this is my first IndyCar race, then there was a crash. I don't remember anything, but the car was on fire and, you know. My brain was covering up for the fact that this was a bit of a heightened situation, that I shouldn't be aware of what's going on right now, but I woke up in the medical center and there was a bright light above me, and Father Bob is over here to the left, and I've got needles in my arm, and you know, it's, so that was probably the worst moment. You're driving your car and you feel frightened a little bit. We bump up against that feeling as much as we can to try and push that limit further and get comfortable there and then push it again. So, you know, you're constantly on the brink of crashing because that's the fastest.
So much of racing.
Exactly. We're always pushing the limits. Every person in this room, as part of Sobe, is pushing the limits. Because we are the best. We will become the best. So when you guys, most of you are freshmen, when you guys came to this university, what did you expect? Were you trying to push the envelope of your academics? Why'd you come here? Anyone? Get a good degree.
Good challenge.
Yeah.
Good challenge.
Challenge?
Forget about the organizations like this.
It's good answers. But let me tell you something what happens in undergraduate. The most important thing that you'll get from your undergraduate career is the people you meet around you. Just look around. That's the most important thing you'll ever find. The experiences here with the people that are here around you. Because when you leave this university, that's all you have. Those are your networks. Those are your friends. Those are the experiences you'll draw back to when you're in industry or teaching or doing grad school or whatever you're doing. But when you choose an organization, you're choosing it for the experience, for the people you meet, for the things you'll do, for the things you can put on your resume, of course. But if you choose an organization that doesn't go with your core values, like when I came to this university, all I did was, hey, I want to do business and biomedical engineering. All administration could say is, you're crazy. You're not doing it. We're not going to let you do it. And I didn't care. I just made it happen. You know, even if I was taking 20 credits every semester year-round, it didn't matter to me because that's what I wanted to do. If I failed, so be it. But I was doing what I wanted to do so I can reach that end goal. So with that, I'm going to introduce you to Society of Business Engineering. And the best way you can do that is through this mission, bridging the gap between business and engineering. By bridging that gap, you can do anything. Everything you step out into the world involves some sort of communication skills. You have to persuade everyone in front of you to buy into whatever you're selling. But you also need a product, right? You need to have those technical skills. And when you marry those two, I can't imagine things you'll create. And I'm going to give you some examples today, such as 42 BC. From the date of conception, which was 1.5 months, we launched it. And it was a success. Over 200 participants. Both schools, both engineering and business schools collaborated with us, raising $5,000 in 2 weeks. Getting locations on campus within 1 week before the award ceremony and the kickoff ceremony. Organizations can't even book locations like that a year in advance. We made it happen. Most of us thought we were going to fail doing the challenge, but we didn't stop. So, you know why we do what we do. It's to bridge the gap between business and engineering to help us move forward in the world. And this is how we do it. We have 3 core values. We call them the 3 I's. First is integrity. If you don't have integrity, you should leave right now. Ethics is very important. If people can't trust you to do the right thing, you're going to fail in the end. No one's going to trust you. You're not going to have any friends. There's no way you can launch entire industries by yourself. You need to gain that trust, and the best way to do that is with integrity. Taking initiative. When no one else steps up to the plate, that's your opportunity right there. You take the initiative to do whatever is not being done yet. Going beyond what the scope of everyone's expectations are. And that's where innovation comes. At Society of Business Engineers, we don't meet expectations. We don't break expectations. We shatter them.